What's going on, everybody? The Scenes Podcast, episode number.
Oh, fuck.
I have no idea. We haven't done this in a long time. Welcome back to the channel. We miss doing this on obviously. We've been super busy. It's been like a couple weeks now. We haven't even uploaded an episode or even
Yeah, it's
done
tough.
anything.
Me and Nick got our own schedules. We just have a lot going on, both of us. We have been posting some TikTok content, so if you miss us that much, go follow the TikTok at Scenes Podcast. It's a great account, honestly, probably top 5 in the world. But
We had
yeah,
one that blew up. No, you had one that blew up
yeah,
like 50K views.
yeah. That's not
All right,
that's all
nothing
right. It's not
crazy, you
it's all
know.
right. So yeah, we have that, and then we're just here to talk about football today. Giants are one of the shit bags of the league. We'll definitely get into that a little more. Just in general, we're gonna give our picks for like week 7 too, maybe. Even though we missed the Browns Broncos game, which I did predict the Browns would win. Check the TikTok. That's a
Yeah.
fact.
What a what a shitty primetime game, am I right? For me, I'm not intrigued by what is that show on ESPN? They go those Spanish guys, they're like,
I don't know what you're
yeah,
talking about.
you know what I'm talking about
Not
with
at all.
that one guy, like him and his dad, like he's an older Spanish guy. He always goes like, "Are you intrigued? You're not intrigued." And I'm just not fucking intrigued for a
I'm,
Thursday night Browns Broncos game. I feel like both teams are in the mud. Like
Browns aren't in the mud.
Case Keenum in the mud.
Yo, okay, Case Keenum, what a
Yeah,
guy! What a guy! I think
started him now in fantasy.
14 fantasy points, probably something like that.
Absolute legend.
Yeah. We could give a quick little fantasy update of how we're doing in our league. I am 0-6. Nick, what are you? 4-2, 5-1.
No, I'm 3-3 right now.
Oh, you're terrible. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, okay. You're the one to talk. But yeah, no. I mean, I have been. I think I honestly think I have one of the deepest rosters in the league. But I don't know. The ball just hasn't rolled my way recently, and I expect to win this week against Manav. He has Kyle Juszczyk starting at running back. He's projected, I think, 7 points, and he's the fullback actually for the Niners.
He's catching two touchdowns. Two.
Yeah, I swear if he does, I swear. But
I mean, like,
yeah, I think I should win this week. But you're 0-6, so I think you deserve a little bit of the. You need to explain yourself a bit here. We need to talk about it.
all right, hear me out. My team is not bad. I personally, I think that you can think whatever you think. I have quality players, and they just haven't been able to put it together. I mean, I put up 175 one week and lost in a 12-man league too. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Some of my key players, we got Alvin Kamara, beast. James Robinson, beast. Keaton Allen, beast. And the rest are nobodies.
You have Darren, did you say Darren Waller? You did.
Oh yeah, I do have Darren Waller and Justin Herbert too. So I do have some good pieces on my team. It's a double flex league, but no tight end. Darren Waller's a quality pickup, so I think I got a pretty good trade for him too. It was Kenny Galladay, Elijah Mitchell, and I don't even remember. It wasn't someone good for Tyler Boyd and Darren Waller. A lot of people thought it was really good for me. Also made a trade earlier in the year too. It was Corey Davis for Justin Herbert straight up. So that's how I acquired Justin Herbert. What a guy. So yeah, I've made 2 pretty good trades this year. Our team did a 6-man trade, which was fucking our league.
Okay, yeah.
It was kind of crazy. It was a little stupid, but we just did it for the jokes. It was pretty even too. So it's not like a shitbag trade. But yeah, I mean, we haven't been putting it together. I'm not extremely confident this week. I'd say this week's about a 50-50. I'm playing AJ. Should be a good game. I mean, we're both projected like around 130, even though ESPN projections mean jack shit.
To piggyback off of projections, my team this week is projected 156. I feel like that might be one of the highest projections of the season. I know they don't mean shit, but
of the season,
still,
it might be. It probably is the highest.
It might be because 156 is usually it's around 130, 140 range.
Yeah.
For projections, but 156 is like extremely high. So my team, I've got Pat Mahomes, I've got Zeke, I've got Leonard Fournette, Debo,
Fournette was
Calvin
a
Ridley.
robbery.
Yeah, it was. We got to talk about that. Debo, Calvin Ridley, Tyler Lockett, Brennan Cooks. I have Darrell Williams from Kansas City. I also have Clyde, but he's on IR right now.
You don't got to go through every player if you don't want to.
Yeah, well, and I have Shepard on my bench, who's like a key player as well for me. I made a couple trades this year. I feel like some good ones.
Some quite good ones.
Yeah, I had Tony Pollard as my handcuff to Zeke, but I was down bad at the running back position for a minute, so I needed some depth, and I knew I can't. I mean, some people might think you can start Zeke and Pollard, which you probably can if they both have good weeks. If the game script allows them to run the ball like a shit ton, which it usually does because the Cowboys are usually winning. But I decided to trade Pollard, and I was able to get Fournette out of the trade, Leonard Fournette, and he's been killing it the past couple weeks. So he's been a steal. I thought he was a steal for me. So, and then I was also – did I do another trade? I also picked up Cordero Patterson off waivers, and I had him for a few weeks where he had like good weeks. But then I traded him for Tyler Lockett, which people might think is kind of like not great for me, but especially because Russell Wilson's not he got surgery on his finger. But I'm banking on Russell Wilson Lockett connection late in the season when playoffs are around, and I'm hoping that pays off for me later on because Cordero Patterson's been like a top 5 fantasy player this season so far. He's been insane.
Okay, so on the back of you talking of Tyler Lockett, Nick tried telling me Tyler Lockett for Keaton Allen isn't a bad trade. And
I finished, but I have a rebuttal to this because it's not as bad as one would think.
Okay, so Tyler Lockett, great player, great deep threat.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a hit or miss guy. In most cases, it's either he gets the ball deep and puts up crazy points, or he puts up 5 points off 2 receptions for 30 yards. He's that type of player. And Keaton Allen, a reception monster who I think hasn't had under 7 targets this year in a game. I don't see the value in that. I don't think anyone does.
Okay. So he's a reception monster, right? He's a target monster. He gets 7+ a game, right? His lowest game was 5, the recent game, but he had 5 catches and out of 5 targets. So it's still a good game. It was his lowest scoring game of the season. He had 10 points. But I know Keaton Allen is definitely more consistent, but Tyler Lockett has the ability to win you a game one week. Like he could drop 40 points, and he's done it. I think he's dropped 35 twice this year already. Keaton Allen hasn't broken the 20-point mark, I don't believe. He's had 20 points once. And yes, Keaton Allen is definitely more consistent, but
now tell me how many times
Tyler Lockett does average more points than him this season.
How many times?
I know the averages are carried. I know the averages are carried by like 2 or 3 games, but he still averages more. Yeah, he still averages more points than him. And I don't know. Yeah, I probably wouldn't accept it either if I were you, but it didn't hurt to fucking propose it, you know?
I mean,
always inquiring, always.
You know, it's not a bad idea to propose any trade. I'll give you that. But the fact that you were telling me that it wasn't that bad of the trade blew my mind.
It's not that bad. I wasn't saying it was great for you. I wasn't saying anything specifically. I just said it wasn't that bad, and you kept telling me that it was absolutely terrible. So yeah, we had a little back and forth for a little bit.
But I mean, hey, doesn't hurt to try. But I'd say everyone in our league would decline that trade, making it a bad trade. Not to mention, we don't have some prolific traders in our league. We tend to see some shitty trades happen sometimes. But I mean, they happen in every league unless you barely trade, which happens in a lot of leagues because people are scared of getting fleeced. But yeah, I just thought that was one of the worst proposals I got this season. But someone that I will say has given me the worst proposals consistently is my boy Manav. This kid, I don't get it. I don't get it. He offers you examples. His running back 6 on his team and his wide receiver 4 for Keaton Allen, and he accepts it to go through. But I don't think he expects it. It's more of a joke. But he has the motto of starting low. Sometimes you start too low and disinterest.
That's true. Sometimes you scare them away completely. They don't take you seriously, and then they just no trade, no offer after that matters. But I do agree with you. Definitely should start lower than. I'd rather start lower than higher because if you overpay for someone,
I
you know what
agree.
I'm saying. At least for me, that first offer to you wasn't like, okay, are you gonna like? I didn't expect you to accept it. It was more of a
Patrick.
let's see what he says, and maybe he'll be like, give me Locke and someone else, and I'll give you Allen.
Yeah, but see, that's where I think it was wrong because I thought that trade was so bad that I didn't want to talk to you
It's
after.
not. Fuck you.
I
It
just
wasn't that bad.
that's why no further trade talks pursued. I
You know.
mean,
You know what? I don't want any of your players. Okay, Tim, you're 0-6. All right,
okay.
and I'm not 0-6,
Me
so
and Nick
I'm
made
doing
a pact.
something right.
Me and Nick made a pact
We
that
did.
if I make the playoffs and he wins the league, he buys me a burrito from Cordoba, which will happen. I will make the playoffs. I'm not sure if he'll win the league, but I will make the playoffs. We have an 8-team playoff in a 12-man league, 14 weeks, 0-6. I could turn it around. I'm not worried. I'm not. I mean, I'm not worried that I'm not going to win a game. Making the playoffs is starting to get like a little more worrisome. But
Yeah,
for all my
I'm gonna be
fantasy
honest with
players
you, Tim.
that are struggling, do not panic. Do not make bad trades. That's my number one rule. When you're down bad, do not make a
Don't.
shitty trade.
I,
That's what that happens a lot.
I agree. I agree. I agree with you. Don't panic in terms of don't make a bad trade, but I think you do need a trade. I think you need to start inquiring a little bit more for trades, in my opinion, because you need something to change in your team. Clearly, something's not working. Like, yeah, probably should have a win. You put 175 one week. You should be 1-5 because that's enough points to win any given week.
Yeah.
Enough points like you should win, honestly. But um, I just feel like I was looking at your team and
I picked up Waller, which like last
good
week.
trade. That was a good move for you. I thought that was really good.
And he's
Waller's
only had
a good
one
player.
week, so I think that's enough.
I don't know. I just think that your wide receivers are not good enough.
It's a running back league.
You got good running backs. You got James Robinson, Kamara, very good running backs, and then you got guys like Alex Collins, who's going to be good until Chris Carson gets off IR. But at wide receiver, you're this week you're starting Michael Pittman and Jacoby Myers, and I just don't know if that's gonna get the job done. You know,
we'll see. I mean, Keaton Allen is a great receiver to have. I mean, to be fair, I did draft Ayuk. I think with the 46th pick, so that makes it the 4th round.
Probably the worst value pick you probably had this year. He's just been so bad.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But at this point, people are offering me shitty trades for him. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't keep him because he's been so bad. He can't he's terrible. He's like one of the last guys off my bench in fantasy. So why am I going to trade him for another guy that could be last on my bench in fantasy with not as much upside? Because he's a young guy. We saw what he could do last year. So there's no point in not holding on to him in my eyes.
Right now, it's just like if you trade him, you're just not going to get the value back. But honestly, you could look at it the other way around because, well, his trade value is so low, so the chances that you get a good offer from him are pretty slim. But if you just hold on to him and he just continues to play the way he was, like I honestly would take anything over that.
I mean, if it gets that,
you could look at it the other way around and be like, what's like the best I can get from right now, and just cut my losses early. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
the season's still kind of young. We're 6 games in.
I just don't think the best I could get from him is like a waiver wire quality player.
What was an offer you've gotten?
I got a lot of offers earlier in the season for like they were all shit offers. I don't remember them, but I got one recently. It was with Jared. Let me look at fantasy. Let me look at his team real quick. But it was I wasn't having it.
Yeah. I feel like if you can get something for him right now, that's the thing though. With like, you drafted him high, but at this point of the season, I don't care where you drafted players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you have 6 weeks is enough production to enough of a sample size to value someone. So, like trade like where you drafted them means absolutely nothing at this point of the season. You just got the trade based on production.
Yeah. I was offered. I just saw it. Deshaun Jackson and Devin Singletary for Marlon Mack and Brandon Ayuk. Deshaun Jackson's a waiver wire guy.
Yeah, but Devin Singletary is he's the RB2 in the Bills, right? Zach Moss has been getting the bulk of the carries. Yeah, it's tough, but you can't look at Ayuk as a top fantasy player anymore, like he was last year. Not top, but like a good. He's not very good this season. Like
I'm not looking at him like that though. I'm just looking at him with he's shit. I know he is, but he still has good upside, and I don't like. I know he can't get much worse. So why? So what's the point of me trading Deshaun Jackson there? Deshaun Jackson, he could get a 75-yard touchdown one game. And probably he had that once this season, maybe not 75, but get a bomb touchdown once, and that's a weak salvager, you could say. But Ayuk's still a deep threat. He could catch deep passes, but I could see Ayuk getting like 4, 5, 6 receptions in a game with a long touchdown on the opposition. Deshaun Jackson, 2 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Like. I just don't see the value in like a player like Deshaun Jackson. I mean, I'm not saying I don't think anyone thinks it's a good trade, but that's how I look at it.
I agree with you. You're just gonna get shit value from him right now. You might as well hold him until his value goes up, and then maybe you can get something better. You know. Speaking of the Niners wide receiver core, Debo Samuel has been absolutely unbelievable for me this season. I think I drafted him in like the 9th round, like 90 something overall, and it was just I think one of the steals of the draft. He's probably going to be my keeper for next year if he continues to do this well this season.
Unreal pick.
Yeah, what a value! Like I got him. I got Brandon Cooks. I think right before him. Let me see.
We're talking about 2 quality wide receivers there. It's just that's crazy. Definitely 2 starters.
I drafted Debo Samuel with the 92nd pick, and then I drafted Brandon Cooks with the 68th pick. That's a little higher, but 92nd pick for Debo Samuel, who's a top 5 wide receiver this year, is like incredible value.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a good pick. Came with a stroke of luck, but still, at the end of the day, it's a good pick. Like, you can't.
It also helps that Ayuk has been pretty bad. It helps that he got limited snaps in the first week or 2, and then Debo like basically took the most of his chances, and then now he's just been one of the best in the league. He's been so good. Manav has been trying to – the first couple of weeks, Manav really tried to like push to get Debo. But like at that point, I was kind of thinking about it because he's giving me some good offers. Like I think one of our offers was Clyde and I was going to give him Clyde and Debo. This is when Clyde, I was like the first 2 weeks, he was absolutely terrible. And I was like, okay, maybe I got to get rid of this guy. Like he kind of sucks. But he was offering me Devontae Smith and Chris Carson. And at the time, Chris Carson was like, everyone kind of rated him pretty highly. Like he's good value. Like he gets a lot of red zone touches. And Devontae Smith had week 1, he was pretty solid, like 20 points. And everyone was thinking like him and Jalen Hurts would be great this season, but they just haven't been. Since then, Devontae Smith has been terrible. And Chris Carson's on IR. And Debo's been a top 5 receiver, and Clyde is on IR as well. But his backup, Darrell Williams, has been great for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it goes, man. That's fantasy. Manav loves trying to trade for 49ers players.
He does.
I got multiple offers for Ayuk and Elijah Mitchell when I had them. I mean, he loves his team. Got to respect it. You got anything else to say about fantasy? Because we can move on. We could talk about the Giants or give our week 7 picks for each game. It's up to you.
Let's talk about the Giants a little bit because
oh God,
we've got a lot to say about them. Very disappointing season so far.
Yeah, I mean,
like we said before, I always thought that I said before the season in one of our predictions for like the NFC East that the Giants would win the division, but it would be like our defense and our offense would be really good, like player for player, like we have a solid like depth chart. Then it would come down to whether Danny Dimes would perform, and right now it looks like Danny Dimes is one of the only performers this season on offense.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about.
Other than last week. Last week was rough, but
yeah,
he probably was still concussed, honestly, from the week before.
Yeah, let me say something about last week. I don't see the reason why we put Danny out there last week because he's coming off a concussion, and we knew we were going to lose to the Rams. Like, we didn't have a chance to beat the Rams at this point. Our entire team was injured. Why not give Mike Glennon the game and just fucking let us have misery? At least
it couldn't have been any worse than it was. We lost by like 40 points.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Absolutely terrible.
But I mean, injuries have not been nice to us. I mean, that happens. It's part of the sport. I completely get it, but it's brutal when 70% of your starting offense is hurt. It doesn't get much worse than that. I mean, it does, but I'd be surprised if it did. O-line.
It was rough.
O-line in the running game has not been great. O-line in the passing game hasn't been terrible, but it's when Danny gets time to throw and when he feels comfortable in the pocket, he makes good plays. And this year, that's the biggest jump I've realized. He's looked more comfortable in the pocket. And I think that's a big thing for me because we all know he had a massive fumbling problem. And when he looks calm in that pocket, he doesn't think he's going to lose that ball. He doesn't have to worry about it as much. It's a huge, huge plus because he's got a good deep ball, which we haven't been letting him air it out as much as I'd like. But still, I think it's a huge thing for him. He's got his confidence up. Besides last week, he had 2 turnovers the entire season. Week 1 fumble against the Broncos, which I mean he got clowned for that because Danny's in midseason form. I did make a joke or two about that also. And then he had a
TikTok page.
He had a Hail Mary at the end of the first half against the Saints. Got picked off. And before that, I mean, up to week 5, those were only 2 turnovers, which I'm happy with. And then week 6, absolute stinker, 3 picks against the Rams and a fumble. I did not watch that game at all as I was in Baltimore watching the shitty Ravens-Chargers games, which was fucking upsetting kind of because I was hoping that would be a shootout. Not to mention I have Keaton Allen and Justin Herbert. So that was
not to mention we were playing each other that week and you went to the game and you were hoping that they would carry you a little bit, but
yeah, I mean the
scored
game
a collective 10 points or something like that.
Nah, I think Herbie put up like 12. Keaton Allen had like 10.
I mean, like the Chargers put up like 10 points.
Oh no, I don't even think it was that much. I think it was 6.
It was like that's so bad.
It was like 30-6. I mean, one thing I have to say, Baltimore fans are great. The atmosphere in that stadium is unfucking real. It was cool. It was cool to see. I wish the game was a little better, but it was definitely they got really good fans over there in Baltimore. So I got to give props for that.
Speaking of going to football games, I went to the Bucks-Dolphins game I think 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, and we had nosebleed seats. My buddy, my roommate actually was nice enough to give us his extra tickets. They couldn't resell them, so he just gave it to us for free. They were pretty expensive as well. But I think the Bucks like won 48-10 or 17 or something, like absolute massacre of a game. I had Myles Gaskin on my bench that week, and he put up this only good game of the entire season. Had like 10 catches out of the backfield because Jacoby Brissett's a check down king and can't throw the ball down the field. So,
I mean, the problem with that is they don't trust fucking Gaskin at all. They don't.
Why?
I don't get it.
Great receiving back, but he does have a fumbling problem at times.
All right, so I want to give a few more words about the Giants that we can move to our picks through the games this week. We said this before week 4 against week 4 against the Saints. We were 0-3 at the time. We said we need to win this game or the season's over. I think the season's pretty close to over with the Giants, but if we beat the Panthers, I think it's basically wraps from there on. We don't really stand a chance because we have the Bucks in an upcoming game and the Chiefs within 4 weeks, and one of those weeks is a bye week. So I think it's Chiefs next week, Monday Night Football, and then Bucks after bye week 10. So it's not looking embarrassed
on national television.
Yeah, Danny's not great on national TV. We could roll the song na 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 na. Hey, we're completely fucked. We're completely fucked.
Yeah. No, we're gonna get absolutely slaughtered probably. But what are we 1-5 right now? Yeah, no, it's not looking good. The team has just been rattled by injuries and just I don't know what it is about the Giants. I think stems from ownership or something, because they've had the same problem for a long time. And I think something needs to change, like deeper than just like the roster. It's been like 10 years now. We've kind of been the below average team.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean, I think something needs to give. I think it's, I don't think we would, I think we would benefit from an ownership change potentially, but I don't think they're going to sell. John Mara always talks about how the Giants need to start winning, but like at the end of the day, like starts from him. We have, I mean, I think Joe Judge came in and I think he's kind of implemented a better culture into the team. You can kind of see the way that he acts and how he carries himself and how he talks in press conferences. And I'm honestly, Dave Gettleman for me is not a problem at all. I like the guys he's brought in. But I don't know what it is. It's got to be something internal that's not.
Or maybe we just fucking suck.
No, well, it's. But the thing is, though, we do suck right now, but we have a lot of injuries, and I think if we had no injury, like not to say like injuries happen every season, but if we had like our main guys healthy for a year, I think we have the roster to like compete for like a NFC title, NFC East title.
Oh, you scared me there a little bit.
Yeah, not NFC Championship, NFC East. The thing.
Hello.
Oh, we lagged a little bit there, but I was saying that not NFC Championship, NFC East. The thing is, though, right now the Cowboys are just so good. I mean, Trayvon Diggs is a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh yeah.
Gets a pick six, then proceeds to get fucking absolutely put in the dust the next play.
I have to say a word about that. Yeah. It wasn't completely his fault. I don't know what the fucking safety was doing.
It was a safety, yeah. The reason it was a touchdown is because of the safety, but he got put in a blender.
He did.
He always does, though. He's not the best cover corner. He's just a ball hawk.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that benefits the Cowboys too, because they need a ball hawking guy that can get them a short field. And then once they have a short field, it's like, is someone really going to be able to stop the Cowboys on a short field? I don't think so.
They're so good at every position.
Offensively,
offensively, and they're so deep too. They have like 4 wide receivers who can start on any team in the league. They've got 2 starting running backs. They've got a fucking good O-line and one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now.
Top 5 quarterback. Hate to say, but
yeah, I mean, I don't mind Dak. I'm a Cowboy hater though. As Giants fans, we're just bred that way. But it's just something with the Cowboys figured it out a little bit, I guess we could say, because we thought that I didn't come into the season with crazy high expectations. I didn't think Dak can replicate what he did last year when he was healthy. I just didn't think that highly of him. But after these 5-6 games this season, I'll eat my words on that because he's been unbelievable. And their run game is just so effective. This is like the Zeke we used to know back when his rookie season. Tony Pollard, a change of pace back. They just have a great balance. And their O-line's been doing good when they're healthy. I think Tyron Smith got injured, though, last week. I'm not sure what his status is now. He's one of their best players on offense for the past 10 years. Like, he's been really, really good.
Yeah. One thing I would like to say about the Cowboys is I believe when we had Mike on, we were doing the Eagles prediction. Or maybe – I don't know.
With Mike, I think we might have done whole entire NFC East or –
Yeah, I said the Cowboys could win 13 games this season, and you guys shit on me a little bit. I'm just gonna say that I said.
I don't remember. I don't recall.
I mean, we might have to check back in the footage.
No. Your prediction for NFC was Giants winning the division.
No, it wasn't. It just wasn't.
What was it? What was your prediction?
Cowboys.
I thought we. Well, you said 13 wins. Actually, I don't remember. I said Giants would get 10 wins.
I said Cowboys. I think 10 or 11, but I said they could win 13 games this year, and I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. So yeah, I'm not surprised actually. They're a fucking good team, and I hate it so much.
I'm not either. I honestly expected them. I expected them to get around between 9 and 11 wins.
Okay,
but they can very well get 13 wins this year.
Yeah, and I think it's probably what they're on pace on at this rate. What is it? 6 straight, 5 straight, and their loss was to the Bucs, and the Bucs are a fucking.
And it was a shootout. It was to the last minute. Yeah, it was. And it was a great game.
You can't even say the injured Bucs because it was the first game of the season. Bucs did have 1 or 2 injuries that game, but I mean Gallup went down in that game too. Like So it was like both teams were relatively healthy, and I mean, you give Brady the ball with 58 seconds left. I'm like everyone knows it's gonna happen. So
and Gallup getting hurt wasn't even a problem for them because they got Cedric Wilson has been balling out too, and Dalton Schultz has stepped up. Like
Dalton Schultz is like third in the receptions with like 25.
No, the Cowboys are actually legit this year. I think they have a real chance at a Super Bowl. Actually,
I know
it's probably gonna be that. If I were to predict right now, NFC Championship, this is just off the top of my head. Like I would probably say Bucks and Cowboys, and Rams are like in that mix too. It's going to be those three teams competing for that NFC Championship.
Yeah, and then the Giants.
It hurts to say the Giants are going to be. We're going to be in the bottom of the barrel again this season. At least we're not the worst team in New York. We can still hold our pride to that.
Vamos. Giants season is probably busted, but we could always root against the Bears because we do have their first round pick this year. So fuck the Bears.
Yes, fuck the Bears. We do have their first round pick. You know, do you see if the Giants get a top 5 pick, let's say, do we go for a quarterback in the draft? Or are they sticking with Danny? What do you think? I know he's been good, but what do you think they'll do?
I'm not decided yet. Because the season's so young. Danny turns into a shitbag. I love you, but I'm sorry.
I do like Danny. I like his potential, but I just don't know if he's a winning quarterback. Like I like the way I like his skill set. It's good. He's got the athleticism. He's got the arm. I just don't know if he has like that killer instinct. We just haven't been in a position to see it yet. You know what I'm saying? Because
we did see it a little bit in the New Orleans game.
Yeah, we did. But I mean, like I said, that's one game. Like we need to see it over a consistency of the season. And if we're 1-5, we're clearly not very competitive, and we're not in like games where it's like, okay, like we're not in a divisional playoff game where it's like, okay, Danny, like you step up or you sink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think we need to see him in a game like that. I don't know.
I could see the Giants probably moving on from him this season, but I do like him a lot. I don't know why, but I'm not really I haven't done my research in the college books yet on what quarterbacks are going to be available. We could do a different episode about that. But yeah. I think something that we could think about if Deshaun Watson doesn't get traded. I'm going to say this: we have 2 first-rounders next year. Could we be a part of the Deshaun Watson sweepstake?
I don't see the Giants taking a risk on a guy with a lawsuit pending. Because the Giants, back to my original point about where I believe the problem lies is in the ownership. I think it stems from the ownership because we have almost a losing culture at this point. It's been like 10 years we've lost every season. So I think it stems from the top, and the ownership at the top have never. Like the Giants are known for not taking risks on like players like that. Like we've always been very safe with our picks, which has probably hurt us in the long run. Like we've passed up a lot of opportunities to get really talented players, and because we want to maintain this culture or whatever that we don't even actually have of good guys and good football players. Like we've passed up on talent so many times, like over the years in drafts and free agency as well. I don't see the Giants going for Deshaun Watson. If it's still Dave Gettleman, if it's still John Mara making the calls, or Joe Judge, I don't see it happening.
I mean, it definitely would not. It would be an outlier in their moves as a front office. But hey, you never know with the Giants. Honestly, it could happen. Throw a fucking I don't even know, a curveball, fuck us up. All right.
I don't think it's gonna happen. What I do think is I could see Dave Gettleman getting removed after this season, and I could see Jason Garrett getting removed after the season, and I can also see Joe Judge potentially getting moved this season.
I don't think Joe Judge just yet.
Maybe he has another season, but if the Giants win 4 games this year, I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Judge gets fired. Actually.
Yeah. All right. So, we're a little bit of a time constraint, so we're gonna move into our week 7 picks for the week. Let's see what we got. I'll go through the games. We got Chiefs Titans.
The Chiefs actually have been a little underwhelming this season in terms of just winning games. Like they what are they 3-3 right now, or they're 3-3, right? Yeah.
Titans are 4-2.
Really, the Titans? I feel like the Titans have been underwhelming, but mainly because AJ Brown, Julio, and Tannehill haven't been great.
Yeah, but Derrick Henry's putting together an MVP season, so
yeah, and their defense has been pretty solid. I'm gonna go Chiefs.
I'm gonna go Chiefs too. I think the Titans are. A lot of people are like, "Oh, the Titans are fucking so hot right now," which they are hot. But it's also we can't forget about the Titans that lost to the Jets. The Titans are a good team, not great, and the Chiefs are a great team. I think it's getting to that time where Pat Mahomes is going to fucking turn it on and be it because everyone's shitting on him now. And he's going to show, like, I'm the best quarterback in the league, and rightfully so. And he's going to turn it up this week. I could see this game actually going, like, a little further. Not like a blowout, but, like, 13, 17-point win. 17 is, like, borderline blowout. Because if the Chiefs get ahead early, which I think that's going to be their goal, the Titans are going to struggle because you have to pass the ball to come back in games, and you can't just have Derrick Henry run the ball the entire game. That's what I think.
I agree, and I honestly wouldn't mind if Mahomes goes completely off or the Chiefs' offense just goes off because I have in my fantasy I have Mahomes and
you have Tyreek.
Darrell Williams, so I wouldn't mind it. I'm cool with
All right, so we got Washington and the Packers. I'm taking the Packers. Packers are still moving.
I agree. It's an easy one.
Bengals, Ravens. I think this is probably the Ravens, but I think the Bengals could make this really close, and I wouldn't be too shocked if they won.
Joe Burrow, I saw some statistics. He's actually been a lot better than he's been given credit for, and we have to realize that he's only played 16 games. So he's only played one full rookie season because he got hurt last year, like with 6 games left. And he's been extremely good, and I don't remember the exact statistics, but he's been very good, but low key very good. The Ravens have been so good though this season, so I'm gonna go with Ravens because they look unstoppable right now at the moment. Lamar Jackson, their run game is unreal. Even with all the running back injuries they had, like you plug anyone into that running scheme, and they've actually like been so good for them. So
and it just works. I don't get how good it is, but I'm gonna take the Ravens. Panthers, Giants. I'm taking the Giants.
Fuck it, bro. Why not?
Dolphins, Falcons.
Oh, that's a toilet bowl. They're both shit.
I'm gonna take the Dolphins. Tua's back.
Apparently, there's a lot of trade rumors for Deshaun Watson to the Dolphins. I don't know if you've seen them, but like a lot of trade rumors. Yeah. And apparently that can happen sometime soon. So like imagine that happens, and then maybe in another week or so the Dolphins are like playoff contenders potentially because they still have a decent record.
They got a tough squad too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the Dolphins as well. Shout out to my roommate, who's a Dolphins fan.
All right, we got Jets, Pats. I'm taking the Jets.
I'm taking Pats. Jets are terrible.
I don't know. Last time Zach Wilson played, he threw 4 picks against them. I don't think it's gonna be as bad. And I don't know.
If it's anywhere near as bad, Tim, they're getting blown out. So
if it's 2 picks, they'll win the game.
I can see this game being like 14-0. Like bad Pats offense and just a shit Jets offense.
All right. I'm taking the Jets as a little bit of a hot take. Don't want to pick just favorites also. Eagles, Raiders. Raiders, fuck the Birds. That's all I got to say about that one.
I agree.
Let's see. Wait, hold on. Next page. Lions, Rams. Jared Goff revenge game. Rams
probably not.
Rams by 40.
Right. Yeah, Rams are gonna have. The Rams probably have like this top 3 offense in the league this year. They're insane. They're insane.
Bears, Buccaneers. Bucks.
No, I was gonna think like this might be my upset, but there's just no.
There's a lot of really heavy favorites this week.
Yeah, there's a lot of lopsided games. I feel like I've picked all favorites so far because it's just so like
Dolphins are not a favorite this week.
Okay, so that's my one. I guess
The one.
not really upset, but they're playing the Falcons. How are they not favorites? The Falcons are terrible too.
I don't know.
That's a toilet bowl. That's the toilet bowl game of the week.
I mean, yeah, probably.
They're both shit.
The Texans, Cardinals, another one. Just Texans.
Yeah, Cardinals are actually.
No, I'm playing.
Cardinals are another team that I think can challenge. I mean, what are they? They're 6-0 now, right? They can challenge for the NFC East too. That's probably those 4 teams that I mentioned. Probably the 4 best teams in the NFC: Bucks, Cowboys, Rams, Cardinals. So yeah, I mean, Cardinals keep rolling, bro. They go 7-0. This is probably the worst team in the league, the Texans. So, yeah.
Hey, you can't disagree with that. Like,
they're terrible.
See you at 7-0. Colts 49ers. Primetime game, Sunday night.
Ooh.
Taking the Colts.
I'm going to take the Niners. Fuck it.
You're just saying that because you don't want to have the same pick as me. Or the same favorite.
Yeah.
Fuck. Seahawks Saints. Monday Night Football.
Seahawks Saints. I'm gonna go Saints. I forgot that Russell Wilson is out. I'm gonna go Saints.
I don't know how fond I am of Jameis Winston, but I don't know about Geno Smith either.
Do you remember after the first game of the season, he had like 5 touchdowns. Everyone's like, "Oh, so this is what laser eye surgery does to Jameis. Like, no more interceptions." And he's been shit ever since.
we also got to talk about how he had 200 yards and 5 touchdowns. So
that's unbelievable. Yeah,
it's not like he was torching them.
He had 4 50-yard touchdowns and then just didn't throw the ball the rest of the game.
That's not how that happened.
No, it's not. But
and I don't know.
Next?
This is kind of a tough one. I think I'm gonna roll with the Hawks.
Okay, Geno Smith is an atrocious quarterback. He's a joke quarterback, so I just can't take him.
So is Davis Mills. Davis Mills, Rookie of the Year,
and that's why I didn't pick the Texans to beat the Cardinals.
Relax. Seahawks by 30. Bang.
All right. Lock of the week, Seahawks. Geno Smith throws 5 touchdowns. Lock of the week.
Yeah. For my lock of the week picks though, with the series we're doing with Mike, I got the under on the Texans Cardinals game at 47.5, and I had Browns minus 1.5 last night.
So it's going to be 40-3 Texans Cardinals.
Maybe I'm thinking like 30-7, honestly.
Yeah, it might be. It's going to be an absolute blowout. Any more games left?
What's up?
Any more games left, or is that it?
No, that's it. We got a big bye week this week in the NFL. A lot of teams on bye, but yeah, that's how it happens.
Yeah, I saw when I was drafting in our fantasy league, I noticed that week 7 buys. There were so many of them.
All right, hot take. If you don't have anyone on week 7 bye, your team is shit in fantasy. I'm sorry.
You don't know how to draft.
I'm sorry. You got the Chargers. You got the Cowboys. I don't remember the other teams off the top of my head. You want to look at this real quick? Let's get some. Wait, maybe I can pull it up. All right, so you got the Bills, Dallas, Jacksonville, the Chargers, Minnesota, and Pittsburgh. If you don't have a team on bye this week, your fantasy team's trash. Coming from someone that's 0-6. Bang.
I don't think you have much room to talk, Tim.
Dude, it's just wait. I'm feeling a massive comeback. The season's gonna turn around this week. We're starting fresh. We're 0-0. Better be 1-0 this week.
All right, let's go, baby.
All right, so I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys, if you made it this far in the episode, we appreciate it. As always, drop a follow on the Instagram, @scenes_TV. Follow the TikTok. It's doing pretty well, actually, getting some numbers at Scenes Podcast. And then that's about it. Drop a like, drop a follow, subscribe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Last minute, shout out to Mike on No Filter Football. Got 1,000 views, followers on his TikTok.
1,000 followers on TikTok. That was a few days ago. He's at 1,300 now. Let me read out the numbers he's getting actually on TikTok. It's actually crazy. He's been doing great numbers.
Really?
Great numbers.
Let's see it.
My bold prediction, actually, he's hitting 10K. Not really bold, but I think he's hitting 10K by the end of the year.
I wouldn't be surprised, bro. He's doing good. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, great stuff, man. He's got 1,350 followers almost. Most recent video, 7,000 views. One before that, 2,500. One before that, 1,000. One before that, 1,200. One before that, 53K.
53,000 views.
Yeah, listen, it gets crazy. 1,600, 32K, 86K, 1,300, 20K. He had another video, 32K, 11K. Like he's been popping off recently.
So, yeah, bro, good for him. I'm happy for him. That's so dope.
Yeah, big money moves by him. Shout out to Mike. So yeah, guys, seriously, again, if you made it this far, we appreciate you. But if not, I don't fucking know what I'm saying. But peace out.
All right, peace.